is we are expecting the National Assembly would consent to a loan from the international capital market that is being requested for by the Nigerian government of the whooping sum of 850 billion naira. Now, this money, we would expect that it is to revive the economy due to what would have happened in this period that we were at home. Now, a lot of small, medium-scale businesses had to close. And aside from that, we know that they survive on a daily basis and had to use their savings to survive at home. At some point, food became the most important thing. So basically, have ate up their savings. Now we are about to, it's looking like very soon it will be lifted and we'll all be going back to our normal. Do you think there can be a normal life for the SMEs at this time if government does not intervene?
First of all, we must realize that we are in a war, we are in a crisis. This pandemic has brought a crisis, a global crisis, and Nigeria is not an exception. So for the SMEs, actually, they have been expecting the government to come up with something. And following the announcement that they have made that they're going to help the SMEs, well, sometimes you hear these things on radio, on television, on the media and all that. But the experience I've had so far, and my contact with those who are also in the SMEs, who do either consulting or directly involved, I don't think anybody has been able to access this fund, even at this time that it is very, very, very critical. Probably some would argue that a lot of protocols are involved, and you know the bureaucracy that's involved in all these things. So people call all these things audio money, and I don't know any one person who have been able to access this fund so far. So we only hear them on radios and all that. However, I know some agencies too have come in between, claiming that they are close to this CBN loan, they are close to this Nigerian Bank for Commerce and Industry, they are close to this bank and all these community banks and all that. Some forms are being given, people are asked to pay one money or the other, people are asked to do training, business plans are written, these things are documented. Only God knows where. So far, what I know is that nobody has been able to access this loan in this critical period that we are in. So I don't know about tomorrow. So, and I don't know those who are actually getting this money.
Okay, so in other words, it's looking like it's like the more you look, the less you see. Well, anyways, I did an experiment. I went to, I think it's NISA or NISA, a microfinance bank that I was sent the link by a friend of mine in government that I should apply for a loan. I decided to do an experiment and I applied, filling my details, sending every information I needed to send. I only got an information that they will tell me in 2 days' time whether or whether I qualify. I never got a message from them again. That was the last one. So whether they are using the form people fill as a way to let federal government know people have applied, to show them the number, I don't know. But I never got a feedback. So in other words, the Bank of Industry itself that the president has said they will be handling the disbursement of this soft loans. If you check around you, we don't even have branches. In this time when people are actually at home, when people, some states are locked down, how would the people even be able to approach the Bank of Industry? How would they be able to do that? Do you have an alternative if peradventure the federal government actually has this in mind? Do you have an alternative advice for them? And then also, can you throw more light on the danger it might portend for Nigeria if we let a lot of SMEs close at this time or pack up at this time? Can you tell us the dangers it might portend, as well as answer the other part? Is there any better way the government can do this disbursement of loan other than keeping it in a situation where people cannot even really access, or they don't even know where their offices are and their online platforms are not that active? Can you answer this, please, sir?
First and foremost, just like what I said before, apart from the NISA, there are a lot of other agencies, organizations that are supposed to be responsible in helping these SMEs. We only hear about them on radio and on television. And many people don't even know the process they have to go through to access these loans. Paperwork, bureaucracy, and all that. And okay, for the lockdown, you are sitting at home. Like today, now I've not been anywhere, and the whole street is dried up, especially in River State here. So how do you get about getting to process for this loan? Even the Nigerian Bank for Commerce and Industry are talking about. I've been a consultant for many years in Port Harcourt. I don't know where their office or offices are. The only time I came in contact with any of the officials of this Nigerian Bank for Commerce and Industry was at a time when I was in a meeting with the Port Harcourt Chamber of Commerce and Industry. A representative came, and they came to enlighten us about so many things, this, that, in the oil and gas industry. That was the last time. All the promises they made, nobody had anything. So I think one of the good ways by which they can reach the SMEs is through these big commercial banks. They have the customers, they have the customer base, they know the customers, they know the enterprises that are actually really working and what they are doing. They know the sectors, you know, those who are handling what. I think it is through them. But if you leave it in all these government banks like this, I don't think anything will happen. I think the year before last too, we're in a meeting and they said one of the agents came and said they have access to the Nigerian Bank for Commerce and Industry, and they gathered people in a meeting, they trained them, certificates were given, certificates of entrepreneurship.
Hello.
So all these things didn't work out. So we don't really know where we are going. So, but in the period that we are in now, I don't really think that anybody has been able to really to assess anything.
Okay, those of you who are watching, in case you have a question, I actually did see some comments earlier on, but we'll take them later on. However, if you have questions to ask George Asinaba, go ahead. So go ahead. We're listening to you. Hello, are you there? Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes. So the second part, yes, okay, the impact of this COVID-19 on the SMEs. Very, very much. And a lot of companies, especially the SMEs, are really in crisis right now, especially with this lockdown and, sit at home. The funds they have are very limited, and most of them have used this, have really eaten into their capital, let me say so. And little they have used to pay staffs. And I wonder how they can survive this second part of this lockdown. Because I'm talking to you now, a lot of, some of them have sent their staffs home. And while at home, they send text messages to them that they have to stay at home and they cannot resume work now. Some cannot earn salary and they are family people. Some that can muzzle through the storm are paying half salaries to their staffs. So as we're talking now, a lot of there's going to be a lot of unemployment. So how do you want these people to survive at this time with no money and companies asking them to? Now, schools will resume and schools will be asking for school fees. Where offices that have been working, that have not been selling, there are no services that have been rendered, and you.
Hello. Hello, are you there? Oh, we're having network problem. Try to connect back. We will be rounding up very soon, okay? George Asinaba, are you there? I think you might. Let's try to reconnect with him. All right, Hussein, are you? Michael Amakri says, I'm tired though. I have filled many forms. I'm almost on Nesra Bank queue always. He said it's on Nesra Bank queue always. Filling forms to access loan in Nigeria. But this has got to end. I mean, we've got to have things working. How do we get things working again? How do we get things working in Nigeria? Schools will be resuming school fees ought to be paid. Now, the thing about Nigeria is cost of living would never be reduced because of the economic crisis. No, you will only have the resources reduced. So people who are going to be having their salaries slashed into two, people who are going to be getting 30% of their salary for a while until the economy comes back, will still need to pay full school fees for their wards. We still need to buy goods at the same amount, if not even if not even higher, due to artificial inflation. At which, if eventually this lockdown is actually lifted, what is it for the businessman? Because your child's school fees is not reduced, you will need to still pay the full amount, even though you might need to lose your job or you might need to be given half of your salary. Okay, back to you, sir. Welcome back.
Yeah,
nice
sure.
to have you back. So you were going to answer the second question. What is the danger that it portends if the federal government does not move in quickly to resuscitate the SMEs at this time?
Yes. One, unemployment will be everywhere. A lot of people will be unemployed. And we know the danger of that, where most of the youths are not in employment. How do you engage their life? A lot of employment, then it will not be easy for them to come back again. And there's going to be a lot of challenges. And the government itself does not seem to have a proactive now. So it's like the SMEs are left on their own to struggle. So it's going to be a very, very big challenge. And at this time, I expect agencies like the SMEDAM to talk. Port Harcourt Chamber of Commerce, they should speak out. Bank of Industries and Commerce, they should speak out for the SMEs. Because
quite a valid point you just made.
Yes. Port Harcourt Chamber of Commerce, speak out. All the agencies that are representative of the SMEs, speak out. That is just, and I know some of these banks too, they have entrepreneurship departments. Those departments too, they should speak out and advise government. Because most of them that are up there, they don't really know, they are just quote, white collar officers. They don't really know what is happening at the grassroots. It's we that are concerned for this, but I really know the challenges that they are going through.
Okay, so in other words, we have the next guest waiting. She's the Oxfam Female Food Hero 2016. She's going to be speaking on behalf of the people in the agro sector, the agricultural sector. She's the coordinator of Women Farmers Multipurpose Cooperative Nigeria, and she's also the secretary Small Scale Women Farmers Organization. Her name is Ihoma Peace. You are speaking for the SMEs, and we've just heard that it looks like FASIMA is quiet about it. A lot of organizations are quiet about it. We just have audio monies everywhere at this time.
Yeah.
Our network is not being fair to us.